What to do, Aereheads? You're here back for your Thursday update. It is Thursday, short week this week with the Labor Day weekend. Bitcoin still trading sideways, but that's okay because that gives us an opportunity to make money in altcoins. We're going to show you some alt plays today. Take a look at a few news pieces. We have a potential bearish scenario for Cardano we're going to talk about today. A crypto whale lost $24 million to a phishing attack. So just a good reminder, be careful out there. But we got a few other news pieces we're going to cover today. Take a look at Bitcoin, show you the altcoins that I'm watching and why I'm watching them today for some potential big win. And you know how we do it. We make these videos short, sweet, to the point, where we get you rounded up with the news, what's going on the blockchains, crypto Twitter check-in, all that fun stuff every single day. So do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, turn on those notifications, and let's just hop right into the video. All right, Aereheads, let's get into the Bitcoin chart first before we go over to the news and then look at really the altcoin plays that I'm watching today and why. And there's a bunch of them. Red is your support order book levels that I'm watching right now. The blue, there's not much up there, baby. There's not much up there right now for the asks. Really, $26,000 is that level. The white is your liquidations. That's where major liquidations start. So you can see here, right around 24,800. We have a red and a white line. So that is where the order book sits heavy and where liquidation starts. So I could see us being pulled to that spot in the day or days ahead. Granted, we're almost through this week, so maybe it doesn't happen until next week. But that's what I'm seeing. We're watching this value area here. We're watching the value area low, the POC, and the value area high. Top hat, there is a few things as a trader you should be mapping out every single day. The first thing you want to map out is the previous day's high and low in gold, Bitcoin gold color right here. Those are levels you need to be aware of. Now, we did have those crazy wicks yesterday that were testing some liquidity levels that are sitting here. It's almost like the bears and the bulls were testing the defenses, seeing which level had less of a resistance. Next thing you want to map out is the current fixed range volume profile or the value area that you are in. So you can go to fixed range volume profile right here in your tools, put it on your favorite sparks you're using a lot, drag it to the current range, and it's going to show you the value area low, the low point of the range, the POC, right, point of control, where most of the volume is happening in that range, and the value area high. And that's where you take your plays off of in most cases, right? Typically speaking, you're going to bounce off the value area low. You look to the POC for a potential resistance. You break through that, you're going to the value area high. So that is the next thing you need to be aware of every single day. Next thing you want to do is, you probably already have this, but figure out what your preferred lower time frame is. Mine's the 5-minute chart. Sometimes I go to the minute chart, the 7, the 10, the 15. But the 5 minutes, my bread and butter. So now that we got so far mapped out what we need mapped out, this is where I go over to Lux Algo, right? I have my fair value gaps on the 15-minute time frame. So I'm playing the 5-minute time frame while looking for fair value gaps on the 15-minute time frame. Spoiler, Lux Algo has free fair value gap finders for you. So there's also some that are not Lux. So if you don't want to pay for Lux Algo, you don't have to. Figure out which one of these work best for you. Just type in VG, and you'll be able to find one that works for you if you can't spot them yourself. Now, I still use Lux Algo to help spot these fair value gaps for me. It doesn't hit them all, doesn't find them all, but it does a pretty damn good job of finding it. Just takes some of the work out of your TA. Work smarter, not harder. Next thing I want to do is get your moving averages on there, right? I've been looking at the bullish cross, the golden cross on the DXY, and the death cross on Bitcoin, which we'll take a look at. So I did turn off some of these, but I just use the 4 EMAs indicator. It gives me the 21, the 50, the 100, the 200. You want to look to the 21 EMA for your over under extension judgments, right? So are we over or under? We make a judgment based off of that with the 21 moving average, right? So for me, the 21 moving average is the lighter color here. I'm on the 5-minute chart. You can see right now we're crossing above it. We're bullish right now. When we go under it, typically we're starting to think a little bit bearishly on these smaller time frames. Next thing you want is some kind of VWAP indicator. There's a bunch of them, right? I mean, you can just type in VWAP. Find one that works for you. Personally, the one that I'm using is Market Cipher B. There is a free version of Market Cipher B. If you just type in VMC Cipher B, it even will show you divergences, which is amazing. So the VWAP right here is this yellow. So it's a long bias in the market when we're above it. When we're above the zero line, when this yellow's above it, that's a long or a bullish sentiment, right? When we're below it, that is a short bias. So you're going to use VWAP to help determine what the bias in the market is. Next thing you want to do, or maybe even the first thing you want to do, is map out your support and resistance levels, right? Take a look at the order books. Take a look at what's going on in Binance. I mean, that's the main one I use. I use both Binance and Binance Futures here to help figure out where we might run into buy and sell orders that act as support and resistance. Then I take a look at kind of some bigger liquidation levels, and I map them all out on here, right? So red is support. This orange is the previous day's highs and lows. White is where the liquidation levels start. Blue is resistance towards the top side. So whatever system you use for that, map those out. While keeping in mind that the value area low, the POC, and the value area high are their own support and resistance levels. That should be the first thing you do as a trader, as a new trader, every single day. Obviously, you might deviate a little bit. You have your own tactics. And if you're winning, if you have a winning portfolio, do what you do. But at the end of the day, the 6 things that I just covered is what you should be doing every single day on every single coin you are trading and looking at. Just a quick crash course in TA, Bitcoin chopping sideways, guys. Not a lot going on here. We're still in that kind of 4 or 5 day bear flag territory, right? We're still flagging out. You can see here, not looking great, looking like we're coming down, probably to test those liquidation levels down at 24,800, as well as grab some of that sweet liquidity that's down here. Markets are bearish, so we're acting bearish. Like we said yesterday, I don't know how you can look at just a down only and be anything but bearish right now. We start to make some higher highs, we can get bullish again. Again, bullish in the long run. September is typically a more bearish month. We get into October, the sentiment traditionally changes pending no black swan events. I mean, we got the halving, all those ETFs out there looming. So there is some good news. There's also some scary stuff with the economy right now that we probably won't take a look at in this video, but credit card debt at all-time high. Delinquencies are up on smaller banks. We have the commercial banking crisis, China, lots of stuff going on, lots of variables, but trade it day to day. Trade these support and resistance levels, bounce between them, and you're going to catch the winning side of whatever trade you're going to be on. That's it for Bitcoin. Bitcoin's boring. It's chopping sideways. Let's take a look at a few news pieces, and we're going to hop into some of these altcoins that I want to talk about. And as always, any of these articles I talk about, as well as timestamps, they're all down below. I'll link all the sources down below. But a crypto whale loses $24 million in staked Ethereum to a phishing attack. So a significant portion of the funds has been transferred into a fully automatic crypto exchange, which is called Fix Float. So here you can see the transactions. Here, a significant portion of the DAI stash has already been transferred. According to anti-scam source Scam Sniffer, the victim enabled token approvals to the scammer by signing increase allowance transactions. So know what you're signing. If you use a wallet like MetaMask or any kind of hot wallet, right? Know what you're signing. Know where you're sending your money before it. Don't quit clicking on crazy links. If someone throws links in Discord or message you in Discord or Twitter, just ignore them. You know, there's no free lunch out there, guys. Just keep that in mind. Be smart. And even some of these whales who have millions of dollars, and in this case, $24 million he lost. I mean, imagine. And maybe that's nothing. Maybe that's like losing $1,000 to us or something. But, you know, it's all relative at the end of the day. But that's scary. Just be careful out there. That's the lesson. Anytime I see this, it just reminds me to do a double check on my security. Make sure I'm up to date on you know, everything. Make sure everything's hidden. I'm not showing anything, all that fun stuff. So just be careful. This is kind of cool. So Coinbase on a tear right now, partnering with, and I'm probably going to say this wrong, Aave or Aave, however you say it, Aave probably, form a coalition to promote tokenized assets. So the CEO of Centrifuge, so it's Centrifuge, Goldfinch, Circle, some of the members, and he basically said they're forming a coalition, and with his goal is to accelerate what he sees as finance's next evolution, which is tokenizing assets. So pretty cool there. Aave not really bouncing off this news, but we're going to take a look because it is in a pretty tradable channel. Once we get into our TA section, as you can see, I've been charting this and actually trading this for a while now. Cboe's BZX exchange files to launch ARK. This is ARK Invest, Kathy Woods, 21 shares, VanEck, spot ETFs. If approved, these would be the first spot ETFs under Ether in the United States. I mean, we don't even have a Bitcoin one yet, but they're starting to roll these out, ladies and gentlemen. So pretty cool to see that. Some of you guys know who follow me, like who are in Discord. know that I've been talking a lot about NFT gaming lately. Not necessarily NFT gaming, but Web3 gaming in general. So Google finally approves NFT gaming ads, but cracks down on gambling. So the gaming sector, the Web3 gaming sector, I think is the next sector to take off. You know, we had NFTs take off during the bull run. We saw people paying crazy amounts for NFTs. We saw the metaverse take off. We saw AI take off. I'm telling you, Web3 gaming, led by some of these big gaming studios, if they have success, like Ubisoft is launching a MOBA or a League of Legends style game with a focus on Web3. If that's successful, I'm telling you right now, the space is going to blow up. It's going to be the next sector, the next coins to watch as this blows up. Genesis is suing its parent company, the digital coin group, who is the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, Barry Silbert. So DCG borrowed $500,000 from Genesis last year, and why, I don't know. That's whatever. And DCG Investments borrowed over 18,000 BTC. Both have allegedly defaulted. That's scary, guys. That is incredibly scary. We've been talking about a potential DCG collapse for a while now. Yes, they have, Grayscale's filing to turn their futures ETF into a spot ETF, but there's a lot of shade being thrown around at DCG. Genesis suing them, and it's the same company, right? Not only that, but the Winklevoss twins are suing them for a bunch of money. It's not looking good. This is a potential, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking potential black swan event here. If I see some bad news coming about DCG, and they hold 680,000 Bitcoin, allegedly, right? They do. But to put this in perspective, Terra Luna had, when they collapsed, it was 40,000 Bitcoin. So it's if DCG collapses and they have to start liquidating Bitcoin, and they're suing and had to borrow money. So what does that tell you, right? They're not financially sound. They're having issues. They're having troubles. Just a scary overall situation right now. Piggybacking off of that, so Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust alleged wallet released by Arkham Intelligence. So Arkham has identified the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust holdings on chain. So remember, Grayscale Bitcoin Trust is DCG, which we were just talking about. It is the second largest BTC entity globally, holding 16 billion of Bitcoin. Though Grayscale publicly reports balances, they have refused to identify the on-chain addresses of the trust. So again, this is going to be linked down below. If you want to look into this stuff, all the addresses are right here for yourself. But this is also why I say pay your taxes, man, because Arkham's out here, Arkham's out here mapping out the entire blockchain, and they're doing a damn good job of it. And there's some allegations there that there's some black money behind it, that it's the feds, et cetera, but at the end of the day, pay your taxes, folks. Bitcoin bids move to lowest levels since March as the price dips under 25.7K. So Bitcoin's price action reflects a tug of war between the weak bulls and bears, right? So the bulls are weak, but the bears seem to be leading the charge right now. Bitcoin breaking down is firmly in the cards. And we see that. We see the liquidity just piling in down here. All the way down to $12,000 right now. But these levels below us are getting stronger and stronger as people think that Bitcoin's going to come down more and more and more. Now, keep in mind, what we think in reality doesn't always line up. More often than it does, I don't know that I would say most of the time, but oftentimes when everyone thinks the market's going to crash, right? It crashes. It's like a psychological thing, but sometimes it also does the opposite. And this is going to segue us into our Alt TA segment. So Cardano holders unstake $45 million in 7 days. What's next for the price of ADA? So Cardano price continues to consolidate within around a quarter, right? Territory for nearly 3 weeks now. But recent on-chain trends could tilt momentum in the favor of the bears. Spoiler alert, it's already in the favor of the bears. So Cardano Blockchain Insights shows that investors have already unstaked ADA tokens worth about $50 million in September. We're only 5 days into September, guys. The price distribution for current exchange orders suggests that traders are anticipating a bearish price towards 20 cents, maybe even 15 cents is what I'm looking at before swooping in. So Cardano, let's start this off. Let's start off this Alt TA section. This is a coin we've been watching for a while now. It hasn't had a pretty ugly fall from that $3 grace, right? The flip side was it was a fun run up, but pretty nasty fall. I mean, down about 92% from its all-time high right now. We have a pretty strong trend towards the downside. You can see right here. I mean, this is a 4-day chart too. Let's go to the daily chart. I mean, you can see it here. I mean, this trend line has just been acting as stiff resistance right now. Now, we have been trading sideways for a little while now in a kind of a consolidation phase, but you can see even the breakdown from this descending triangle takes us down to about a 17-cent-ish Cardano. And that's a pretty strong level of resistance that I'm seeing right now. So a 17-cent Cardano, first of all, I would love it because I'm loading up there. I'm loading up big time there. But you can see right now, the only thing kind of holding us in line, holding the bears off, is some of this liquidity that's sitting right here. But if we crash through this and we get down to like a 23-cent ADA, I mean, we're going to come down and take that 17 cent. And this is why I'm taking that 17-cent level and hoping that the support holds. If it doesn't, then a 15-cent Cardano isn't out of the question. That's going to be your next level there. That's going to be the next level there, but I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I don't think we're coming down to 11 cents, but I could see like a 17 to a 15-cent Cardano before the next bull run. And if we get down there, babies, I'm telling you right now, load up big time. So short term, medium term wise, it looks like we're coming down, guys. I mean, we're in a larger descending triangle pattern breakout down here to about the 18 cents, but really I'm targeting that 17 cent as strong resistance. And just kind of, again, doing everything we said when I started this off, right? Trading this value area so we can actually get rid of that. Let's make the new one in this current range right there. So you can see, right? We are right at the POC right at the value area low right now. This kind of green or grayish line, I think it is right here. But I'll zoom in so you guys can kind of see that and get rid of some of these squiggly lines for you. So we've been battling it for a while now. We've, that 25-cent level, this is a very strong psychological level for Cardano right now. If we start to slip this, the floodgates are open and we're dropping hard. And you can see we've been down. I mean, we've been down to a 23-cent ADA, so that's not out of the question. And it is kind of bear flaggish right now as well inside of this descending triangle. So there's a lot of not so good stuff coming out. And you can see the money flow has just been hemorrhaging, right? We keep making lower lows, which is what you don't want to do on the money flow, right? We're about to make another lower low right now. We had that kind of round up, coming back down again. The VWAP's coming down as well. So we could be looking, especially with all this unstaking going on. I mean, if even a portion of that $50 million starts a larger sell-off, you're going to see a 17-cent ADA sooner than later. So this is a coin that I'm watching. The good news is for all the Cardano people, I mean, you can, average your price, right? I mean, if you're holding Cardano from $3 and you buy it in at 15 cents, I mean, your overall entry price is going to be way down. So we have an opportunity, if it does come down to here, to load up our bags and ride this up, because I don't think $3 is the ceiling for Cardano. I know a lot of coins from that 2021 bull run are never going to reach their all-time high again. They're just not. Cardano, I do firmly believe, is going to go higher than $3. All right, I told you we would take a look at Aave, I'm going to call it, or Aave, whatever it is. So if we zoom in and just focus on the chart right now, you can see we have been in a descending wedge pattern for a while now. This has been in an incredibly tradable channel. You can see I've been mapping this thing out for a while now. I mean, the channel started off with a 56% drop. Not only is this a very tradable channel, but it's just hugely tradable. So you can see that this is your strong support. We haven't gone below this yet. And same thing with the resistance. I mean, this is going back, guys, to a year, over a year. So this is almost 14, 15 months of a solidly tradable range. We're at the bottom of that range now. So if history repeats itself, and it has for over a year now, we're coming up again about 32% on Aave, especially with this news going on. If more news comes out, right, that, again, Coinbase is partnering with them, like we went over earlier in the video, we're going to get that pump up, and we are. But, could this break down? Since it is a descending wedge, it's possible, right? I mean, this would be an ugly breakdown. I don't know that we come this whole thing, but you could be talking a $20 Aave if that breaks down. But if it breaks up, if the news is good and people like this, we could be looking at like $145 Aave again. But here's the beauty of it. whatever the price is, if you trade this channel, right, you go short here, long here, short here, long here, whatever way this breaks, you're gonna be on the winning side of it. So you can see I've had my support and resistance levels mapped out here, kind of some key targets that I'm targeting for Aave. But interesting Coinbase news that they're partnering with them. Coinbase is huge. Them throwing their weight behind it, and the partnership is bullish for Aave in general. Now, I posted a lot of alt TAs. I do every single day throughout the day in Discord. And I'm going to be honest, more often than not, they play out. That's just a fact. They do. So a couple that I was looking at this morning is TRB, PERP, FLUX. We were looking at SNX, Unfi, Cyber, PYR, SFP, Ton, WorldCoin, FLM, etc., etc. You guys know yesterday I doubled my money on an SNX play. I showed that in yesterday's video. And that's a normal thing for me. I mean, I'm patient. I wait. I have a whole TA series on this, and I'm posting the plays and how I take them in Discord. So hop on in, discord.gg/Alpha Aere. The alpha's free right now. I'm posting it every single day. Come and test me out. If you don't like it, hop out. No harm, no fall, but everyone seems to like it so far. We're having fun over there. Small, tight-knit group. We even hang out on Sundays. Every Sunday for about an hour or so, and just kind of shoot the shit, talk crypto and strategies and all that fun stuff. So hop on in. Coin that I'm watching today is TRB. It has had a ginormous run to the top side. Once we looked into this liquidity here, it just bounced. So I am looking for potential short or longs in this range right here. So as you can see, there is a lot of liquidity sitting up here. So in my mind, there's your solid resistance right there. And it coincides with a double or even maybe even a triple top, quadruple top right there. So what happens next here? If we get rejected, right? You wait for that retest and starts coming down, we're shorting this coin into the ground. I mean, this thing has a potential. If we come back down to this order block, 47%. Now, if we solidly close above this line, and it has to be a solid close for me, right? Like I want to see a swing up and then that low. I want that low to be a, off of this trend line, and then watch for a higher low. And then I'm solidly entering into a long. But this coin, looking at it right now, unless we flip this line here to support, is going to be a solid short opportunity for you guys and for myself. And look, another one we're looking at in a very similar situation is PERP. So PERP is another one that you can short. There's futures out there on this guy. It had a huge run up. I mean, we are up, really from the breakout, 156% in a matter of days, ladies and gentlemen. You can't run 200% or 150% in a matter of days without some kind of people taking profits, right? It's just going to happen. So 70% of all the liquidity in this visible range right now is sitting up here, which is this kind of top. So I'm watching what happens now, but I'm especially going to watch it once we start dipping into about $1.13. I'm shorting this baby into the ground if it gets rejected there. Doesn't mean it's going to get rejected there. If we flip this to support, right, and this resistance becomes support, you could look for longs. However, I don't know that that's going to happen because we are seeing bearish divergences as well. So if you go to the 4-hour chart here, and we can see that starting here, right, so at this hump, and at this hump on the RSI, the price goes up, but the momentum's slowing down a little bit, guys. So that's what's telling me that there is to look out and watch for potential shorts on this coin. And if this comes down, it could be ginormous. Even if we just come down to shorter support, right? Like 15-16%, that's still huge. So pay attention to PERP, throw it on your watch list, watch it as I. And just to show you how one of these played out within the last 24 hours or so, right? It played out exactly the same way. Large level liquidity up here. Huge run up to the top side, right? This was my main resistance level. This was the second to main resistance level was here. This is the main resistance level. So you can see where it gets toppy, right? It gets toppy here and it gets toppy here. So look what happened. We licked up into liquidity, just like we were looking at the last two coins. And since then, it's down 17%. Currently in a short on this guy, shorting it into the ground. Well into the green on my stop loss. If it hits my stop loss right now, big deal. I think I'm up like 70% on it or something at the moment. So that's how these things play out, guys. Flux right now, coming off, doing a little bit of a drawdown. Now we got to watch for other patterns, right? Does this turn into like a cup and a handle, right? Like you can see how I had that drawn out there, just kind of watching to see what happens here. Do we start ranging out again or do we continue down? So we're going to continue to watch FLUX. But this is how the previous 2 coins could play out, guys. We'll do one more example here to show you, right? And, you know, I can only do so many coins. I try to keep these videos between 20 and 30 minute long, these updates. But if you want more, I'm telling you, hop in Discord. Discord.gg/Alpha Aere. I post these all day long. I post these plays all day long for you guys for free. So WorldCoin had a big run up. I mean, we looked into this liquidity down there finally, and it shot up 30%. We shot up into this liquidity, which also happened to be pretty solid resistance up in that level. And since licking up there, right, down 11%. I wasn't in a position on this one, but just showing you how these things play out, guys. When you have coins that have giant runs up, you got to look and plan for your entry, for opportunities to short it or enter into a long. Right, so it's the same in reverse. Not so much in a bear market right now, but you know, when we're in a bull market and you have a coin that draws down a lot, you look for an opportunity to enter into a long position. But I'm gonna end it there on WorldCoin, guys. I think we covered a lot today. Got you all the news checked in. Kind of went through a quick TA sesh, how to TA in the beginning of this video. Maybe rewatch that because that's important. You guys should be doing that with every coin you enter and Bitcoin every single day. So I appreciate you guys for watching. Hop on in Discord, and then like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate you guys, and I'll be in Discord if you need something, or if you want a coin TA'd, drop it down below or in Discord, and I will TA it for you either in the next video or in Discord. Later, guys.